The last time I was at the flea market, I found a whole bag full of audio cassettes. I got them for free. Some sellers just abandon their goods after the market closes. And I collect some things for free. Most of the cassettes are standard blank tapes. But one of them caught my attention. It's an album, The Miracle by Queen. At first glance it looks completely normal. A picture of the band, the title, hi-fi stereo, Dolby system, everything seems fine. But what is this here? This is actually in Bulgarian. The label says Unison. Okay, I'm from Bulgaria, so it's normal to see some text in Bulgarian. On the side it also says in Bulgarian, Musical Studio Unison. Aha, so this is the studio that made that cassette. There is also text on the back. The recording of this tape was made using Adobe B noise reduction system, directly from a compact disc. I will read that again. Directly from a compact disc. On high-quality hi-fi equipment at Musical Studio Unison, Plovdiv. Plovdiv actually is my hometown. And they even left a phone number. If you still don't understand what this is about, I will tell you. I think this cassette is fake. I believe it's a pirated copy. They claim they recorded it from a CD. But if you take any original CD, you will see a warning that prohibits copying it for commercial purposes. Besides that, the cassette itself looks very plain. There is no band logo or any numbering on the tape. It's just a standard blank cassette meant for home audio recordings. I played it and it really does contain Queen songs. But the quality isn't great. The high frequencies are missing and the recording is very quiet. Everything points to this is a pirated copy. But there is something very strange. They put their name on it and they even provided their phone number. That's strange because when you try to make an illegal copy of something, you usually try to make it look as close to the original as possible. For example, if you were making fake money, you wouldn't print your name and phone number on it. So I started searching for more information online about this cassette. And I found an interesting story. More than 35 years ago, Bulgaria was a communist country. This meant that everything was controlled by the state. There was no private businesses, no companies, everything belonged to the government. Every factory, every enterprise was state-owned. Ordinary people were not allowed to produce, sell, or accumulate wealth. Everyone received a salary from state-run jobs. At that time, there was no copyright law in Bulgaria, and there was no need for one, because only the state was allowed to make recordings and produce cassettes and CDs. But there was one more thing. All Western musicians and bands were banned. Then communism collapsed. Democracy and capitalism arrived. Suddenly, anyone could start a business and make money. But laws were still not fully established. Bulgaria had no functioning copyright law. Imagine the chaos. Everyone could legally copy tapes, CDs and VHS movies and sell them freely. Three clever people saw an opportunity and created Unison Studio. They started producing massive amounts of cassettes. By that time, the ban of Western music had been lifted, and people in Bulgaria were hungry for everything they had been forbidden to listen to before. Western music started selling in huge quantities. Unison made a fortune, and even began using the state-owned CD manufacturing plant, which was one of the most advanced in the world at that time. Millions of pirated copies of cassettes and CDs were produced and distributed even outside Bulgaria. But the story ends on a dark note. A few years later, the government finally passed a copyright law, and suddenly Unison's entire business became illegal. The three founders tried to move into other ventures, but at the beginning of the new century, the main founder of Unison was assassinated. Shortly after, another one of the three died under mysterious circumstances. The last surviving member lived the longest, but he recently passed away due to complications of COVID. And so this is the story of my cassette. An ordinary audio cassette, but behind it lies an entire chapter of Bulgarian history. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.